Hi there. I thought I'd make a video about untangling your thinking and the type of distortions and perceptions that we have when we are stressed out. Things I used in counseling. This cost me $900 a day when I was in a counseling. It was I think it was called in in in-home counseling, whatever it's called. I can't remember. Anyway, I did this like about 10 years ago. I'm not sure, but I still use it to this day. Okay, distorted thinking, methods of distorted thinking and the type of people. Maybe you'll recognize some people that you might know in some of these traits. One of them is the all or nothing thinking. These type of people are either I'm right, you're wrong. There's no grays. It's like 100%. Nothing is 100%. You gotta be like the glass is half full. You know, it's always, there should be an in between. You can't win everything. I mean, if you encounter somebody like that, it is best just to walk away. End of story. Just walk away, because you're not going to win that one, you know, unless you like conflict. You know, you just forget that one. Over generalization, because these are people that let's see, that don't, I think, let's see. Okay, when you overgeneralize something, is, say, the boss puts up a thing saying that somebody's late, but you think it's all about you. You overgeneralize, like, oh my God, I'm going to get fired. It's all me. No, it's not about you. It's not. He's not talking to you. So don't overgeneralize. I can call those people. I guess you can call that almost like when you're thinking negative and you think because your boyfriend's not texting you, oh, he's going to break up with me. No, that's overgeneralization. Okay, filtering. You focus on rubbish. Okay, when you, instead of focusing on the positive stuff, say your neighbor or somebody baked a cake and you're like, oh, I hate frosting, and they put frosting on it and it's flat. Okay, be positive that the person baked you a cake. Maybe that, first off, the person, you know, doesn't have enough money to buy you the ingredients for that cake, and they took the time to make you the cake for your birthday, but you're just a prude old witch that can't appreciate the gesture, and you throw it out. You didn't even bother to taste it. You know, that's just horrible. That's just a horrible person. You know, you shouldn't even do that. At least taste the stupid thing. Even if you're diabetic, at least pretend you tasted it and then throw it in the trash. Don't do it in front of her. I mean, that's horrible filtering. Jumping to conclusion. Those are the people that oh my God, you just jump to conclusion and think that it is about you. It's all about me. Oh my, it's all because I'm the beauty queen. I'm just like, oh, these are like the drama queens. This is all, you just like, you're just jumping, you know, it's not all about you. And it's, you can't read minds. You can't be the fortune teller. And, you know, you can't assume. That's what I call the assume. This is where you can't assume. You make an ass out of you and me when you assume things. So that's never assume anything. So that's the jump into conclusion type thing. That's that is distortion. Emotional reasoning or whatever. Emotional. That's someone who you say. You let someone come up to you and say, oh my God, you look sick today. And it's just like, oh, they ruined your whole day. And you felt great when you woke up and you were going to go do something. But some witch happened to say that you look bad, so that your whole day is ruined. And you end up overeating and you end up staying in bed. And, oh my God, you ruined my whole day. That's overreacting. And that's just letting your emotions take over. And you got to focus on not letting other people run your lives. And those are the ones I talked about, the rats in your life. Get rid of the rat. Don't make friends with people like that. The psychic vampires that drain the life out of you. So those are the emotional reasoning. Okay. And I have the should-haves, the could-haves, the would-haves, and those people. You got an empty hand. You, like the saying goes, you shit in one hand and do the other. What do you get? Nothing. So those are nothings. Oh, honey, I would have bought you this if I would have known it was your birthday. Well, you know what? Take that. And so don't give me the would-haves, could-haves, and should-haves, because I don't need that. I don't want that. And if I would have known that you were moving, I would have helped you. Well, you know what? Stay in your side. So, and it makes you feel worse. It makes you feel bad, or it makes you feel like, oh, I could have done that. You know, those are the could haves. It's just negative feelings. You don't need that. That's irrational. It's distortion, and it's something you don't need to be doing. So, get rid of those thinkings. Labeling. Don't call people names. Don't label stuff like you're ignorant, you're lazy, you're fat, they're Republicans, they're Democrats. Stop pointing fingers. Because you know what, honey? You got 3 pointing back at you. Those are the judgmental assholes. Stop pointing fingers. Because what have you done for other people? What have you done for yourself? What have you done, Mr. I know it all, or Mrs. I know this, I know that? What have you done for anybody besides sit there and be a judgmental asshole? So you don't need that. The labeling. Personalization. Those are you take something personally, and don't take everything personal. Like, you can't take constructive criticism. Don't take it so personal, because, like I say, everybody has an opinion. And if you don't like it, take their opinion like over your head. Like, oh, that's your opinion. And keep, if you care about that person, maybe it might affect you. But most of the time, like, my attitude is like, I don't give a rat's ass, some people do sometimes, but you develop a skin and nothing phases you sometimes. And that's kind of scary to have. You don't really want to get in that frame of mind, but don't think like that. But that's anything personalization. That's the one I'm saying. Don't. But that's an irrational thought right there. Blaming, the blame game. A lot of people play. If you weren't such a bitch, I wouldn't be the alcoholic that I am. Or, I have this gray hair because you do this to me. I'm getting bald. I'm getting gray. No. Stop blaming. Take actions for your own. What you do, own up to it. So quit doing the blame game. Thoughts of substitute. That's a thing that you want to do. So having this the PTSD thing, or the depression, because I have like severe depression. I changed my thought process. That's another exercise that I will share with you later. But it's a little game I do. Thoughts. Change your thought. When you have negative thoughts, change them, and just automatically change it real quick. Because like I was saying, with mine, since people that have PTSD will have triggers, and right away you have to change that thought, because you'll cry. Like, I did a video earlier, but I deleted it because I was trying to do one of these exercises. It wasn't an exercise really. It was just something I remembered, and I just had a meltdown. So, but I won't get too many of those. But, well, I don't know. Like, that's another. You just saw me have a distorted thought, because I cannot read the future. I'm not a fortune teller. See if you can pick that one out. If you can, put it in the down there in the what is it called? Comments. See if you chose that one. See if you learned anything. Okay. Do a reality check. Do a process of write down the pros and the cons on the situation. In your situation, write down the positives and the negatives on that situation that you're in. What are the good things? What are the bad things? What should I do? What the pros and the cons? Make that list. What's stressing you out? Write the pros and the cons. That should help you with that. Let's see. And take some compassion. Talk to yourself into compassion, because and I call that love yourself. Be gentle and know that we're not all perfect, because it's not a perfect world. We're not perfect human beings. And acceptance. Identify with who you are and do something new. Do things with your life and give yourself that pep talk that you need. And look at life with the shades of gray. In other words, you need to have a middle ground with things. Set yourself to do substitutions. Like when I was saying, when you're having the worthlessness, do something that that's going to make you feel better. And remember that nobody out there is going to be 100% perfect. That friend of yours that you look up to that's perfect is not perfect. They'll only be your friend 80% of the time, 70% of the time, 50% of the time. They're not going to be there all the time. You got to start looking out for yourself. So realize that your job is not always going to be enjoyable. There will be days when you just hate it, but at least you're getting paid. Look at the positives of that. Substitute terms. Don't always have like the drama queen, like, oh, everything's just devastating. Everything's just horrible. Everything is so heartbreaking. Just use stuff like severely. Well, don't use severely. There's another thing. Let's put that in the comment. Disappointing, unfortunate, hurtful. Those are less devastating words than the over dramatizing. And this is the bottom exercise that I use in the when I can't think on something, I can't sleep, and what should I do? I make it's like the fact and the what is the worst that can happen. Let's say I want to take my son fishing. I want to go fishing with my son, but I'm afraid to ask him. But should I? What if I don't ask him? But should I ask him? If I don't ask him, well, what's the worst that will happen? If I don't ask him, I'm not going to go. If I do ask him, I'm going to go. So the best thing that will happen is I'll go this weekend with him. So decide what will happen. You'll survive, and the thought process, and also accept the outcome of the situation, and the outcome, right? So acceptance, what will happen, and the what is the worst that can happen, and that's with any situation. The acceptance, and that is how you untangle your thinking and your thought process. And that's one exercise. And I will have many more, and that I will share with you. So if you like, subscribe. And I figured that I would do these with you, since a lot of us can't afford to go to counseling. And I know I paid for all these sessions when I wasn't, with military counseling. So these are worth, like I said, at least $900 a day. So I got a lot of these spreadsheets, and I will share them with you. And share if you like, and subscribe. Thank you.